Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here in the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be going over Keeanu Benton, who is in the mix, obviously, on the defensive line for the Steelers. They drafted Derek Harmon. Still have Cam Hayward, obviously, perennial All-Pro, future potential Hall of Famer. But Keeanu Benton, second-round pick a couple of years ago, has got 2 seasons under his belt. And they've both been fine. They've not been bad. They've also not been great. And you'd like to see this guy take a real leap in year 3. He kind of needs to, because the Steelers just drafted Derek Harmon in the first round, and he's a better prospect coming out of college than Benton was. So just to keep a job, pretty much, because Steelers playing a lot of sub packages, and yeah. So let's get into a couple of these things. The one thing about Benton that when coming out of college was that he was a very, very good pass rusher, and you really see this right there. I mean, how quickly he can get that first step, and he's got that, those swipes, those clubs, and he can get inside. And once he gets that right there, once he gets to that point, he wins a lot of the time. And, with the Steelers only rushing 4 here, obviously somebody like Cam Hayward is going to get a lot of attention. And so Benton right here, he's going to, again, you get those clubbing hands on the inside. He did this a lot. He showcased this a lot, not only in college but at the Senior Bowl. And again, he just does a really good job, and even kind of gets a little held right there. Still gets free, gets Burrow to back up, and then obviously the really good play here is to actually get a finger on him, and still be able to get Burrow to the ground. That's, huge effort. Again, just, watching him get to the backfield. It's good stuff, man. Like, pinning your ears back, getting back there, that's what Benton's game has been about. And when he can do that, whenever, it is a situation where, you hear people like TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, and they use that phrasing a lot, pin our ears back, get in the backfield. That's when Benton's at his best. He can also, and here he is in the nose tackle position, which that's important because, I'm pretty sure, Cam Hayward is here. In the future, talking about 2025, this guy right here, this is Larry Ogunjobi from last season. That's going to be Derek Harmon. So this is going to be, 99. This is going to be 97. And then this is going to be 95. That's the way the Steelers are planning to deploy those 3 right now. And so obviously you've got, the Steelers are in their main 3-4 front, 3 down linemen right here. Then you've got your 2 edge rushers. Then you've got the 2 inside linebackers. So main 3-4, they only blitz, they don't blitz. They only rush 4, so it's not a blitz. And Highsmith drops back, and then at this point it's a numbers game. It's 4 versus 5. But TJ Watt still ends up getting back here. You can see TJ Watt still gets back there and gets to Bo Nix. But one thing that really was impressive here, and again, it's this clubbing blower. It's that club right there, and then getting to the inside, getting into that gap. And you notice here, again, keep your eyes on Benton. First look here for 74 is that Cam Hayward. Now, that's because 72 has to account for Highsmith, and once 72 sees that Highsmith is dropping back, now it's 2-on-1 against Cam Hayward. That's what you like. You'd also probably prefer to have this not be a 1-on-1 matchup. You'd prefer to have somebody else possibly getting over to TJ Watt and doubling him, but that doesn't happen, which that's always ideal. And if the Steelers can get into situations in which they can create this a lot, getting one-on-ones with TJ Watt, he's going to get numbers. And so what Benton does here is that Benton wins, and once this is the first time 74 peeks over, And he can see at this stage, Benton's already starting to win. He's going to get into this gap. And so 74 comes over, and now they have to double Benton. That means you've got a one-on-one with Watt, and you've got a one-on-one with Hayward. Perfect scenario here. If Benton is not going to get back to the quarterback, playing the nose tackle position, this is what you want to see. You want to see him absorbing as many double teams as possible, forcing the offensive line to double team him. Because when you get this, and if 74 and 72 were already engaged with Cam, Benton's on his way to the quarterback. He's got a straight line because he won right there. And that's it. But since 74 is able to come off and double this, now, again, one-on-one here, one-on-one there. Always what you want to see regarding this defensive front. And given his, how polished he is as a pass rusher coming out of college, when this is Derek Harmon, he'll take that as a one-on-one too. So, good stuff here. Shame on Bo Nix for not getting rid of that football. And even then, he goes, my bad. This is from the previous season. This is in the wild card loss to the Bills at the end of the 2023-24 season. Benton is right here, and this is probably more of the stuff we need to talk about when it comes to Benton. Now, obviously, he's not playing nose tackle here. He's lined up as a three tech here between the guard and the tackle. But Benton's got to become more of a space eater when it comes to run defense. We know he can shed blocks. That's not an issue. It's whenever you get into these situations right here where, it is going to be flat out offensive linemen because of what they're running, and it looks like they're running some sort of inside zone here where the guard is going to double team. They're going to double team this, and then the guard is going to come off and try to get to the top or to the second level. This could also be duo as well because duo sometimes is a little because you have a double there, and then that's going to get to the second level. So this also could be duo. But either way, there are going to be times where he immediately absorbs a double team, being an interior defensive tackle, and especially as a nose tackle, he will absorb double teams. And look how he gets anchored here. He keeps his pad level low. He doesn't get too upright out of his stance, and he stays underneath, so they can't drive him back. And you can see this is the hole they're aiming for. Now, that makes it more difficult for this guard to get off. Sorry, not guard, the tackle. The tackle to get off and to make that block. So that already makes it more difficult. But even when the tackle does get over, Benton, now that he's in a one-on-one situation, can actually get off the block and make the tackle. That's a great rep. That's the kind of stuff we need to see more often from Keanu Benton, is absorb the double team, make whoever is trying to then get to the second level take longer to get there. That makes the linebacker's job a lot easier. And then, if and when that guy can get off, reach out, make a good tackle. That's good stuff from Benton there. This is a little bit more difficult, and when he's moving laterally, you start to see some of the issues. And this is a really great example from last season. Benton is again the nose tackle here. This is what we're talking about. He's going to get double teams as the nose tackle. He just is. And this is an inside zone run. And you can tell, yes, the entire line is all moving in that direction. But you can always usually tell by the aiming point of the running back. If anything, this is mid-zone, where maybe that's his aiming point. But this is definitely not outside zone, for sure. He's not trying to get to the backside of some sort of ghost tight end here. And, the center comes up, the guard comes over, and, immediately it's just completely shoved back, completely out of the play. And what you really, really like to see is, again, get anchored. For example, right here, you've got, I think that's Loudermilk. That it's not like that guard isn't trying to do the same thing, and Loudermilk stands him up. Loudermilk stands him up. Now these guys are trying to wash Benton out, and they do a successful job of doing that. So it's the kind of stuff that he's got to work on for sure. I mean, it can't be consistent playing nose tackle. It just can't. This is the other part. Again, he's not lined up here as the nose tackle. Right here, he's lined up as the 4-eye, which, by the way, again, we talk about techniques. If you're directly over, like Montravius Adams right here, he's a 0 technique. And then so every time you move over, you count a number. So 0 tech is directly over the center. 1 tech is in between. 2 tech is directly over. 3 tech is in between. 4 is on top of the tackle, right over the tackle. 5 is outside the tackle, so on and so forth. So your education on techniques. When you're lined up on the inside shoulder, like Benton is here, you're not quite a 3, you're not quite a 4, so you call it a 4-eye because you're on the inside shoulder of the tackle. So he's lined up as a 4-eye tech here, and again, he gets really good push, and he immediately tries to be a hero. And a lot of the time when you try to be a hero in run defense, you end up losing. Because he goes for the rip move here, and successful. Gets the offensive lineman, at least successful right off the jump. Gets the offensive lineman flying. He gets over, but the problem is that when he tries to get back there, he stumbles and falls, and the running back just goes past him. And look at the hole that it creates for the runner. It makes everybody else's job harder because now, even though he's in a terrible position, he's able to recover and cut off Montravius Adams from getting over there from the nose tackle position. And it's a lot easier for the center right here to get up, make the tackle on Adams, and then climb to the second level and get to Queen. It makes everybody, if Benton stays on this block, and who knows, maybe if he tries to push him back this way, what if he cuts the center off and can't get to Queen fast enough? There's an entire ripple effect here that could happen. And this is the worst possible thing that can happen. And it ends up being a really big run for Algier. And the thing is that Adams still ends up getting back there, or tracking him down and making the tackle, which is a great play by Adams. But this kind of stuff can't happen from Benton. When you're playing run defense, you'll hear Cam Hayward especially mention gap integrity. This is not gap integrity. This is not staying engaged and then at the right moment trying to shed the block. When the running back gets closer to here, and if he is running on this track and stays there and gets really close, that's when you pull this maneuver and try to make the tackle. You don't do it when the running back is still, Benton's at the 36, the running back's at the 41, 42-yard line. He's 5-6 yards away. You're not going to do anything from 5 or 6 yards away. If anything, you're just going to give the running back a plenty head start, especially if you can't stay on your feet. That's the issue. And the thing is that after the play, you can't see it. You can even see the little clap there. See that little clap from Benton? Just watch that little clap. He knows he screwed up. And you can see it from the sideline view in the all-22. After the play's over, he did. You can see he was being hard on himself. He knew he screwed up. So this isn't me guessing here at all. He knows he screwed up. They ran to his side. He tried to make a play. Ended up leaving the gap wide open. This is the kind of stuff that can't happen if you're Keanu Benton playing nose tackle. And again, he's not playing nose tackle there. So it's the principle. It's the way you're playing. How well is he going to be able to absorb the double teams and eat space like he did in that run against the Bills? How well is he going to be able to do that? If he's able to do that, the entire defense is it has a positive ripple effect for everybody else. For Hayward and Harmon, who will be next to him, for Watt and Highsmith on the edge, it's going to have a positive effect on everybody. So he has the tools to do it. He has the size to do it. He has the strength. He has the quickness. Can he put it all together? The Steelers think he can. There's every indication that he can. Again, he has the tools. So maybe all it takes, it takes, not everybody gets it right away. It takes a couple guys, or it takes some guys a couple of years. So maybe it just takes him a couple of years and he'll jump in year 3. And if he does, then they've got themselves another player up front, and that's exactly what they need, because not only do they need to have it for this year, but Cam Hayward isn't going to be around forever. So they need to have a plan for whenever he retires. And that's what they're trying to do. Drafting Benton in the 2nd, Harmon in the 1st, Y.A. Black in the 5th to add another nose tackle type. So we'll see what happens. I think he can do it, but again, it's not up to me. It's obviously, I'm just trying to show you some of the issues that he's going to have to fix going into this year. But he's definitely got the tools for it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow to close out the week with one final Chalk Talk. And then have a great weekend, everybody. So catch you guys on the flippity flip. See you tomorrow.